Duke It Out Blue Devil Football Talk is brought to you by our great sponsors. We're live each Monday night at Walk-On Sports Bistreaux, located at the Avenue West Cobb, where Blue Devil fans can get 10% off dine-in meals. Thanks to our show sponsors, Marietta Toyota and Cauthorn, Owen, and Sanders. We appreciate Wellstar Pediatric Orthopedics and Dr. Albert Pendleton for their support of our student athletes. Wingz on Wheelz sponsors our Wow Fan of the Week and keeps our crew fed on Friday nights. Shanty hooks us up with our new Blue Devil News shirts. And thank you to Herv Dorr, American Family Insurance, sponsor of our Questions for Coach segment. Support these partners who support Blue Devil football. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Duke It Out, Blue Devil Football Talk with Coach Cameron Duke. I'm your host, Ted Mayer. We'd like to thank Walk-On Sports Bistreaux, located at the Avenue West Cobb, for hosting our show. This show is being recorded in front of a live audience. All right, let's bring in Coach Cameron Duke. Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to see you, Ted.
Good to see you, Coach. Once again, you have 3 road games in a row, including your scrimmage game, so this was the 3rd in a row, and then fortunately we'll get back home again for 2 more games. We'll talk about that in a moment. But let's talk about adversity and obstacles found a way on the bus this time. You got the coin flip, you won the coin toss, which is good. You defer and you hand the ball off to your defense. They take the field first. And they drive down and you stop them, which is good.
Right.
And then the obstacles showed up and the rain came.
Yeah, we winning the toss. I thought defense did a good job getting a stop and then forcing them into punt the first drive, and us being able to get the ball. And did some stuff and had some stuff there. There was a play on that first drive that we'd like to have back if we could secure a catch. It probably scores, but we weren't able to, and that's part of the game. And then all of a sudden the skies opened up, and
which caused a turnover, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had a snap, and our quarterback, the ball had gotten slick quick, and it was difficult to secure. I mean, it came down hard, and so we dropped the snap. They got on it, in their territory. So put our defense in a tough bind right there, and then we had a delay because I don't know if it was lightning or just excessive rain, but they had to call it there for about 30 minutes.
Yes, sir. No problem. The teams come back onto the field, and then they resume play.
Yeah, and I was proud of our defense. They came back on the field, and we challenged them. Hey, this is part of it, and we were able to. They put the defense in a tough bind where they were field position, but we were able to hold them for 3 points. That was a win for us, I thought, defensively, to be able to just hold them to a field goal that drive.
Absolutely. Then you hold them scoreless the rest of the way, and then the second quarter, unfortunately, they did go down and score a pretty long drive on you.
Yeah, that's a talented team. West Forsyth, we knew coming in at their place. They were a quarterfinal team last year. Went to the 3rd round and gave Douglas County everything that they wanted in the 3rd round. And they returned a really good team, a senior quarterback, really good up front on both sides of the ball. Very well coached team that I have a lot of respect for. We knew it was going to be a tough game, so they did drive down and make it a 10-0 game. And anytime you get on the road. Down 2 scores, it's difficult, but I was proud of our resolve and our effort and fight in the first half.
Okay, but the offense was not for naught. They did drive down the field, sort of in the middle of the second quarter.
Yep.
You got a field goal out of it from Cole Bumgardner, 21-yarder.
Yeah, it was a really good drive. We got down inside the 10. We'd love to have punched it in. A couple calls I would like to have back down there inside the red zone. Anytime you get in there, you want to score touchdowns, but we do have great trust and faith in our specialist. Cole Bumgardner is a senior. He's a great young man, and I think he's a really incredible kicker for us. We have a few that we're fortunate to have specialists that I think are great. But yeah, from the left hash, that tight, that's going to be a difficult kick, but he put it through to make it a 10-3 game.
Yes, sir. Then under a minute to go before halftime, you get a key block on a field goal. Talk us through that.
Yeah, our name for our special teams is called Winning Edge, because we believe every play that happens in special teams is an opportunity for a winning edge. And there's 6 special teams, and one of the ones that's a lot of times not talked about is PAT field goal block, but we do a really good job. Our defensive coaches do a really good job of teaching what we want to do, how we want block kicks. We want to be a program known for blocking kicks. And they lined up for a long field goal, and Maricam was able to get the block, and that was huge for us. And then Jordan Adams was able to scoop it and score right before half to make it a 10-10 game. So we had a team meeting today, and we recognized our PAT field goal block unit. That was an extremely explosive play. Again, we call our special teams winning edge, and that was a winning edge play to be able to block a kick, recover, and score to make it a 10-10 game right before half.
Yes, sir. 62 yards on the touchdown return for that.
Jordan Adams didn't play last year. I was really excited that we got him back in the program. He had played before, he had stopped playing, and he came back out, and he's been a really good player for us. Of course, Maricam with the block, Jordan Adams with the scoop and score. He's a track kid who's played football, so when he picked it up, I had a feeling that there wasn't going to be anyone to catch him. He ran 11-2 in the 100. Great kid. Someone I'm so happy he's back in the program.
He certainly ran away from the defense, that's for sure. And 6'7", Maricam on that, plus his jumping ability, and he plays basketball, so you really had a win-win there.
No doubt. He's just a sophomore.
And just a sophomore. He's got some growing to do. He might be 6'10", Coach. We'll see what happens. So you go into tied at halftime. Got to feel really good about your chances going in. Your kids got to be feeling good. Student athletes got to be feeling good. And then you come out in the third quarter. You're going to get the ball first.
Yep. We had the momentum, and we talked about that. And they say one of the most important drives of the game is the opening drive of the second half. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get it done offensively for a couple of different reasons. It wasn't anybody's particular fault. It could be at one point, all phases of offense, I think, sputtered at different times. We're still wanting to continue to get better day in and out offensively because we needed to put together a drive and go take the lead, but we weren't able to do that. And you want to do that in the third quarter with the momentum.
I understand that. And unfortunately, West Forsyth held you scoreless in the third quarter. They wound up scoring 2 touchdowns in the third. It wasn't your defense's fault. Some of that was short field. Yeah,
we didn't put them in good position. The defense did really, if you look at the defensive tape, there was like 5 plays that we'd just like to have back. And again, it would be football's about 11 guys doing their job, and it wasn't on purpose by any means. It was just one guy out of place on a gap exchange deal, and when you do that against a very talented team with a really, I think, a great offensive line, they can hit you. And their running back number 24 is really a talented football player, and he made us pay when we were a little bit our gap integrity had gotten out of line, and again, that's something that we've looked at, we've worked on, and understand, hey, it's about all of us at every play doing your job on both sides of the ball, and we'll get better because of it.
He did peel away a couple of times away from the defense, that's for sure. But give credit to the defense for holding on, and Jermaine Solomon led your team in tackles. That's a good thing, but not a good thing when your third level player leads the team in tackles.
Right, I was looking at his stat line. He had 15 tackles. Now we do ask our safeties to be involved in the run game with what kind of defensive structure we are having. So I'm really proud of his physicality and his tackling ability. Again, a safety having a lot of tackles, not always the best thing, but we do ask our safeties to get downhill and be involved in the run game. And you want to talk about somebody who's got a 3.5 GPA, somebody who has been so consistent as a student athlete. Jermaine Solomon is, so see him having a great game that he did. I'm not surprised, Ted.
Understood. Okay, so at the end of the third quarter, it's 24-10, and then in the fourth quarter, it's really a defensive battle. Your defense bared down really hard, kept them scoreless for most of the fourth quarter, and then you finally break through with a 3-play, 80-yard drive. Samaj Anderson, 41 yards with a touchdown run to get you back on the scoreboard.
Touchdown catch, excuse me. Touchdown catch, yeah. Yes. We finally got going outside in some one-on-one matchups that we thought we could win. We were able to push the ball downfield. I thought our quarterback made some really good balls there late to both Eli Green and Samaj, and then to go down and score and make it a one-possession game. I was proud of that. I was proud of the fight, proud of the effort. And, when you get one-on-one matches out wide, we tell our guys all the time, we got to take advantage of that. We got to be able to win. And those guys did in the third to make it a 7-point game, which I was really proud of. And to have Samaj catching the touchdown was really good for his confidence.
Yes, sir. He had 41 total yards for the entire game. That included returns and runs and catches. So you have to be pleased with that. The offense showed signs of brilliance, had good moments, you had some good plays, and there were some not so good plays, but let's talk about the good plays.
I don't know if I'd use the word brilliance yet, Ted, but we're a work in progress.
There were, sure.
No, it was, look, I thought our offensive line played more physical. We turned the ball over too much. You cannot, on the road against a great team, you have to win the turnover battle, and we did not. We had some costly turnovers in the fourth. We put the ball on the ground early. Those are things that we can't do to play winning football against a really good, talented West Forsyth team. But yeah, you saw different, parts where we were able to get some things going in the run game. We got some things in the screen game. We were able to push the ball vertically there late in the second half. I thought we played with good tempo earlier in the drive that we were able to go down and get a field goal. So there were things that we saw that were good. It's just really putting it all together for 48 minutes and 4 quarters. We haven't done that yet, but there's not a better time than this week.
Yes, sir. And of course, West Forsyth closes it out with a touchdown toward the end of the game. Yeah, I know that kind of sealed the deal for them.
we were admitted a 7-point game. They were able to break another run and make it a 2-score game to kind of pull away there late in the fourth. We had a couple costly turnovers that we can't make. We probably pressed a little bit too much in some areas, and it's all part of the learning curve and learning experience that we're in early in the season, and again against really quality opponents. But I'm proud of our guys, proud of the growth, and our staff looking to continue to build, one day at a time.
Yes, sir. Okay, and like I said, they close it out with a touchdown. Final score 31-17, West Forsyth over the Blue Devils. All right, we'll be right back after this message, and we'll talk about the McEachern game, a big rivalry game coming up this week at Northcutt Stadium. We'll be right back after this.
You don't have to face tough legal challenges alone. At Cauthorn, Owen, and Sanders, we're Atlanta's caring lawyers, fighting relentlessly for your family, your future, your rights. Whether it's divorce and family law, estate planning, personal injury, or education and employment matters, our experienced team puts you first. Recognized for our community service and backed by decades of legal excellence. Contact Cauthorn, Owen, and Sanders today for a confidential consultation.
Welcome back to Duke It Out. Now let's look at our players of the game. And if you're looking for promotional products for your organization, the only place that has you covered better than the Marietta defense and offense and special teams is Shirt Shanty. Shirt Shanty, your hometown screen printer for over 50 years. Coach, let's talk about the offensive, defensive, and special teams player of the game.
Sounds good.
Who do you like in the offense?
I think junior receiver Samaj Anderson has been somebody that's really continued to be a guy for us that we can count on. He had a touchdown to make it a 7-point game. And had some other catches throughout the night, but he's a junior wide receiver who returns punts as well. He did a really good job the other night fielding punts, and then the touchdown was a big catch to make the game close. So our offensive player of the week was Samaj Anderson, junior wide receiver. 41
total yards for the game, and very reliable back there in punt coverage, that's for sure. Okay, your defensive player of the week.
Yeah, it has to go with Jameen Solomon, 15 tackles. Senior safety, also plays corner, kick returner, just a very valuable asset within our football program, someone I can rely on and count on. Again, a great student, has a great family, just think the world of this young man. He's done everything we've asked him to do. He's a really talented track athlete for us as well at Marietta, dual sport young man. But again, 15 tackles is a lot in one night, especially for a defensive back. But he was all over the place. Effort was great. So our defensive player of the week, senior defensive back, Jameen Solomon.
Very good. And now you have co-special teams players this time.
Yeah, I think the explosive play on the PAT field goal block. You had to say Merrickham with the block, and then with Jordan Adams with the scoop and score to make it tie the game right before half. It was a really special play. So I think you can't have the return if you don't have the block. So I think it's definitely Merrickham and Jordan Adams were our special teams player of the week.
And he returns that 62 yards back for the TD. Indeed. Okay, Shirt Shanty has you covered, your hometown screen printer for over 50 years. Those are your players of the week. We'll be right back after this.
In Cobb County, baseball is everything. It's a warm summer day with your family at the ballpark. It's bonding with the community by coaching the neighborhood kids. The long road trips to oh so many tournaments. And it's a place where future legends are inspired by the all-time greats. We've always supported the baseball community with dependable vehicles that ensure you are safe at home. Marietta Toyota, we've been here. We're going to be here for you.
Welcome back to Duke It Out. Now let's take a look at our Student Athletic Training Aid of the Week, sponsored by Wellstar Pediatric, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, and Dr. Albert Pendleton.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Common here with the Student Athletic Training Aid of the Week, Denasia Bagsby. So can you talk to us a little bit about why you decided to get into sports med and what you love about it?
Okay, so I wanted to get in sports med because when I graduate high school, I want to study sports psychology and I want to be an athletic trainer, and I know sports med goes into that a lot. The thing I love the most about sports med is like helping athletes and learning different things, so it could help with my career choice. So a typical practice day is we come down at 2:30 and then we get the troughs out from the garages and we fill up ice coolers and we get racks and we get our packages that keep our medical stuff in for when we go down to practice, and we make sure the troughs are filled, and then we go down to practice at 3:30 and fill up bottles.
Is this your first year doing sports med?
No, I started doing sports med in 8th grade.
Okay, wow. All right, so how do you think sports med has helped you grow, as a leader and as a collaborator?
It teaches me how to be more professional, how to be on time more. It also teaches me more social skills.
Do you have a favorite moment from sports med or a favorite thing that you do?
I would say working varsity games with Hop, Miss Bird, or Miss Devon. And I would say those are our best moments because it's a lot of us out. And we also get to work with them and see it's more hands-on.
If you could describe sports med or your experience on sports med in one word, what would that word be?
I want to say family, but it's also like a helpful family. We all come together, we meet each other, and then we work together. So I would say family.
When you have more time being a person than a patient, it means more relationships, adventures, and traditions. Across Georgia, Wellstar is helping people enjoy more of what they love by providing more care where they want it, with over 400 medical locations and 24/7 access online and over the phone. Because care that's wherever you are means more respect for who you are. At Wellstar, it's more than healthcare, it's people care.
Welcome back to Duke It Out. And now we have a couple of questions that we'd like to ask Coach. So let's bring in Coach Duke. All right, Coach, the first question is, give us your assessment of the offensive line. This question comes from Wayne, who's here in the restaurant. Your assessment of the offensive line, reduced penalties and false starts. You got to be proud of that.
Yeah, Wayne must know football because he knows that the game is won up front with offense and defensive line play. And I've been proud. They're getting better each week. Chris Jamison, our offensive line coach, I think is one of the best coaches in our area, if not the state, with offensive line play. I've worked with him for a very long time, and he's on those guys. He loves them to death and pours into them, but he challenges them day in and day out, and they're getting better, and that's what you want to see. They're getting better up front. They graded out better this week than they did the week prior. They're learning how to really finish. They're learning how to run, and of course, we've implemented different offensive or schemes, and they've learned it. But I've been really proud of their growth, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. And not having as many false starts. Pre-snap penalties will kill you in football. So trying to eliminate the pre-snap penalties has been something that has been positive. But then again, we have seen growth in the offensive line, and we want to see that continued growth because we know that up front play, the offensive defensive line will be really our backbone of our program, not just this year, but for years moving forward. So that was a great question by Wayne.
Isn't that the mantra of the offensive line and the offensive line coach, that it's always a tough love, right?
Yeah,
you love them to death, but you're tough on them.
Those guys don't get enough credit. You have to play it in an extreme selfless manner. They don't ever touch the ball. They very rarely get any kind of glory in news articles, but they are the backbone of our team on both sides, the offensive line and defensive line. So We love the big boys. That's what we're going to continue to build off our program kind of from the inside out as we go, and they are getting better, and we're proud of that.
Very good. All right, second question was emailed into bluedevilnews.com, and be sure to send your questions in either bluedevilnews.com or you can send a question at BDN_Marietta on Instagram. And this is from Kamani, and Kamani asks, since leaving Edgewater, what strategies do you plan to bring to Marietta for the upcoming games?
I know Kamani. Kamani is somebody that attended a lot of the games down at Edgewater. He's a great young man. So Kamani, thank you for sending the question in. Our deal with strategies that we want to have in place is we continued what we did at Edgewater, and we want to do it here. We want to continue to build our program, out of love. Our guys, we want them to know how much we love them. They love each other. We're going to pour into them. We're going to challenge them. We're going to push them. We're going to try to get better day in and day out, but we are trying to really create the family feel. And we have, the last 7 months, which I'm really proud of, guys. Even through the adversity, even through the tough start, our guys are battling for one another. They're encouraging one another. I'm seeing great growth in the classroom, and so much bigger than football. It was always bigger than football down there. And we were a family, and that's what we have here. And I'm excited that I've been welcomed into the family here at Marietta, and I feel very fortunate to be leading our football program with the coaches that I have in place, an incredible student body, and so very similar ideas and strategies that we had at Edgewater we want to do here as we continue to build and pour into our young people, and always understand it's so much bigger than football.
Absolutely. We're glad you're here, Coach, so thank you. You bet. All right. If you have a question, be sure to send it into the show at bluedevilnews.com or BDN_Marietta on Instagram. We'll be right back after this message.
Hey, Blue. What you doing? Oh, watching highlights from last week's live stream? That's awesome. Hey, everybody. Be sure to download the Blue Devil app on Google Play or on the App Store. Just search Marietta Blue Devils and you'll find our app. It's your one-stop shop, your ultimate resource for all things Marietta athletics. Live streams of all of our sporting events at home, rosters, schedules, ticket sales, anything that you need is on the Blue Devil app. Download the Blue Devil app today on the App Store, Google Play, or using the QR code on the screen. Download it and be a true Blue Devil. Go Big Blue.
All right, Coach, you're always talking about family, Blue Devil family, Marietta family. Let's introduce your family.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ted.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Walk-Ons for having us here, and Mr. Dempsey and his class for always putting on a first-class production. But yeah, these are my two girls. They are Blue Devils themselves. This is Campbell, and this is Collins. Campbell, how old do you turn next week? 4, and Collins is 2. And yeah, they're excited about the first home game. They've heard about the bounce houses out front. Yeah, they're really excited about the Marietta McEachern game. In fact, they're so excited they got a chant they want to say it. All right? On the count of 3, I want to hear it. Go Blue Devils. 1, 2, 3.
Can't go wrong with that.
Introducing BioLite, the world's first IV in a bottle. BioLite is a medical-strength hydration solution physician-formulated to help relieve the discomforts of dehydration, like upset stomach and fatigue. If you want powerful hydration relief, try it today.
Welcome back to Duke It Out, and it's time for our Wow Fan of the Game, brought to you by Wingz on Wheels on Whitlock.
This week's winner is Caroline Young, who made the trip up to West Forsyth and fit the theme by rocking her jersey. Way to go, Caroline. Thank you for cheering on our Blue Devils. Be sure to stop by Mr. Dempsey's room to pick up your prize.
Be sure to get a picture or a video of you in your best theme outfit and use the hashtag #WowFanOfTheWeek when you tag our Instagram account on BDN_Marietta. Not only can you have bragging rights with your fellow students, but you can also snag a free meal from Wingz on Wheels. Okay, Coach, big rivalry game this week. You finally, after 3 in a row on the road, you finally get back to Northcutt Stadium, the friendly confines, and you got McEachern waiting on you right at the gate.
We're excited to be home. Rivalry week against an incredible team. The McEachern Indians coming to Northcutt Friday night. We're excited about the opportunity. They're a very talented bunch coming in, so we know we have our work cut out for us. But we're looking forward to being at home, packing the stadium, and playing really well this Friday.
And if you got a cowbell, bring it. Okay, you want to be loud and proud and tell everybody who the real M is, not McEachern, but Marietta.
Right.
That's the real M.
Yeah, we're excited. I've gotten to know Kareem Reed. He's the head coach over there, does a great job. In fact, and then their defensive coordinator, Aaron Shepard, is somebody that I've known for a long time and a really good coach. So we know we're playing against a very well-coached, talented team. We know this goes deep, which I'm excited to be officially a part of the rivalry. And we're looking forward to playing hard and getting better this week as we prepare for the McEachern Indians. And we do need to pack the stadium. We need great home field advantage at Northcutt this Friday. So bring the cowbells, and let's go get it rocking.
And ring the bell, Coach.
And ring the bell.
Ring
Amen.
the bell and be somebody, that's
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. Okay, well, thank you for joining us on the show, Duke It Out with Coach Cameron Duke. This is Marietta Football Talk. We'd like to thank Walk-On's Sports Bistreaux, located at the Avenue in West Cobb, for hosting our show. This has been a production of the faculty and students of BlueDevilNews.com. Thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next time, and go Big Blue.